In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about when to take the shot. So I'm Daniel Norton, photographer here in New York. This is a video about technique, I guess. I also make them about philosophy and gear and other things. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe. So this is kind of a reaction, I guess, on some level, but it's something I've been meaning to talk about a little bit. Anyways, to a comment I got, I'm not even sure where it was. Might have been 2 weeks ago. But in any case, where the person was like, you take pictures in between poses, and I was taught that you should wait till the model settles into their pose before you take the picture. So, okay. The immediate thing I see wrong with this comment is, well, first of all, take pictures any way you want, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. But secondly, I was taught. This is the problem. I know that, and obviously you're watching this because I teach photography, but if you are in such a position where you are teaching people photography and you give them these hard, fast rules, in my opinion, you're doing it wrong. Yes, you want people to have a certain technique to start off to figure things out, but to have some kind of thing where somebody would actually go out and make a comment because it was so fixed in their mind that you need to let the model settle into their pose before you take the picture. First of all, every shot is going to be different. So when do we take the shot, right? So are they right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Are they wrong? There's really no right or wrong answer here. It really comes down to what you're doing. And if you are attempting to do, let's say you're a wedding photographer or senior portraits or whatever, and you're shooting very standardized, like plop, plop, turn your hands this way and pose like this. Okay, fine. Wait till they get into the pose, take the picture. That's what you're doing. That is not what I do. It's never what I've done. It doesn't work with my background. It's not how I operate. To me, the moment that is the portrait is the unguarded moment, the moment of freedom, the moment where they're reacting, where they're moving. To wait for them to get into a pose so that they can feel like they're putting on this face that they show everybody is not the portrait that I want to make. They can make that portrait themselves when they take their phone up and they're like, so fair, let me turn my face exactly this way. This is exactly what I don't want. So part of this comes down to my background. If I'm shooting, in fashion, if I am shooting, let's say a catalog, sure, you're waiting. You want them all to, put their hand in their pocket for the thing to show the thing. Okay, show the watch, But even that is so dated looking. Look at any major advertisement, you don't see that. This idea that we should have somebody really frozen and posed is just, it's old fashioned, And even when I was coming up, and I'm not a young guy, right? This was old fashioned, and I think part of it comes from technology. I think technology influences the art. When photographers that mentored me were shooting fashion for catalogs and stuff, they were only shooting medium format, sometimes large format for covers and stuff. So it was a slower process. You only got so many shots. You couldn't shoot really rapidly. So you couldn't really, it was hard to catch those moments in between, and it was a job and you need to get the shot. So of course it's better to get the pose exactly where it needs to be. As things start to move to 35 millimeter, which is the kind of time when I was coming up, for the inset shots and for editorial especially, where we really show the motion, this became exactly what you weren't going for. You wanted these movements, you wanted people interacting, you wanted them doing things, you wanted some blur sometimes, not always. You wanted things to feel more kind of organic and natural. It felt right? It was in the moment. And this is what we get by shooting slightly faster, and I'm not talking about spray and pray thing that you hear people talk about a lot. I'm not talking about you don't know what shot's good, so you're just going to shoot a whole bunch and weed through 1,000 shots to find a good one. I'm talking about the idea of, this is the movement here, I'm going to shoot a few frames, when I say, look over there, and they start to look, maybe I catch one when they're first reacting to me. Maybe I catch one once they've turned. Maybe I catch one once I've taken the first shot and they relax a bit, right? This is something that creates, to me, a more relaxed and interesting image. Is it less perfect by some kind of rule that somebody read in a book in 1976 that's, told them where to put the light right here or whatever? Maybe not. Do I care? No. Do my clients care? Clearly not, because they come back, right? So the idea is that there's no right time. It all comes down to what you are doing in that moment. And digital has allowed us, right? And I say this, I know a lot of people probably watching this have probably only ever shot digital. it allows you that freedom to take extra pictures because it doesn't really cost you anything extra. So you can take the chance of snapping that shot that may or may not be perfect in between the move when they go to fix something or they go to adjust, and maybe that is the shot. And oftentimes it is the shot, especially with the way that I work with portraits. I'm always trying to get people to laugh or do something funny or whatever, and usually those in-between shots are the best ones. They are the ones that really stand out. They're the least perfect shots, but they're the most interesting. And letting people just do things, and again, I'm not saying that you're standing behind the camera, you're just like click, 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 click. Let them do things in reaction to what you're doing with them. You're having a conversation, you're interacting with them. It's almost like a dance, right? You move in, you move out, you're kind of dropping the camera down, you're picking it up, you're having them look one way, you're moving a light around. This is how I create more interactive and more interesting work. This is the work that really stands out, I think. It's harder to demonstrate for videos like this because clearly there's a lot of stuff going on, and to shoot that stuff in a video is difficult. And I've had many requests. I am going to try to put some cameras up when I'm shooting to show how this works a little bit more. If you guys have been following my Adorama videos, there won't be one out tomorrow, but there'll be one out the following week. We're moving to every other Tuesday because I'm creating a bit of a longer format. We're trying to create images that are videos, I should say, that really capture more what goes on in the shoot. What's all this in-between stuff that goes on? What are all these shots? How do you get that shot that really is the shot that stands out and not the overly phony posed, and then I'm going to retouch it to death and call it fashion image? The real stuff. And I'm sorry to call people out and say that, but like, look at actual fashion magazines. Things like Numero and things, a lot of these magazines, you will see that the work is a lot of times looser and kind of more gritty and more kind of in the moment. Not everybody, of course, every photographer has their own style. But this is the kind of stuff, again, it's like a dance. When you take, like I was just flipping through some images and some older images because I was the thing I've been doing on Friday, and I saw the shoot that I did with a young lady, and we had actually been joking around. There's a shot somewhere floating around the internet, if you can find it, where myself, my friend Gene, and his friend who came up, and we're all wearing like bunny ears, like Playboy bunny ears, because what happened was she had been, for whatever reason, she decided, I'm not going to get into her personal life because I didn't ask her permission, but she wanted to get these pictures done, and the vibe that she gave Gene that she wanted was Dark Knight Batman meets Playboy. So I was like, okay, that's funny. I got to get some Playboy. So we bought these ears and we were playing around. And I came to my studio. And we shot and we had a great shoot and whatever. Maybe I'll find those images somewhere. I'll ask her if I can show them. And this other model came in after, and I just had those ears there. And then she put them on and she started just acting kind of funny and whatever. And we literally just kind of worked. And I'll show some of them. Hopefully while I'm talking here, you're going to see images. We just kind of created this vibe and these images that were out of nowhere. And none of this was posed or waiting for exactly that pose. It was all things that we interacted together, and those were our favorite shots. They were just interactions. She was doing stuff based on what I was saying. I was reacting to what she was doing, creating, a series of images that tell a story better than that one. Oh, I'm at a wedding and I have to turn this way and show half my shoulder and make sure you only show this part of your face and do it long, short, whatever kind of lighting. That stuff, in the end, is tools to get you to kind of understand so you can repeat things. It's like, okay, I understand what a Rembrandt lighting is, so I can redo that again. Consistency is important, right? We talked about this before. But ultimately, none of that matters. What matters is when the person sees the image and they like it, and they love it even better, and they feel like you've created something with them that is them, and they can connect to it. Oftentimes my favorite portraits that I've made, the subject doesn't immediately like the ones that I like. But then usually, like, a little bit of time will come by and we'll talk about it again, and they'll say, in the end, you're right, I really like that one that you chose, and not this one here where is the pose that I practiced for a week in the mirror. Like, I like this one here. I can see that there's certain flaws in me or whatever. Flaws, right? But I like that shot better because it's more real. And this is what I try to create by shooting those moments in between. It's really something that we go for. And not to say that I'm even close to, Avedon, but if you look at Richard Avedon's early work, especially the stuff where he was shooting fashion with Rolleiflexes and all that movement and jumping and stuff, this is great examples. You might say, well, no, he caught that moment. But yeah, that moment was an in-between moment. Often the models are moving or jumping or interacting, and this is how he shot, and it was very different than how other people were shooting. And now this is somebody that's 2 generations before me even. So you're looking at the evolution, right, from stiff pose to loose, interactive, catch the moment in portraiture. Because of course, street photographers and other types of photographers, news, whatever, have always been trying to catch the moment, right? But we're in an age where we can catch that moment in a portrait, and especially now where everybody's got a social profile and everybody knows how to hold their phone up to make that perfect shot. We're able to capture something different, the thing they weren't going to capture themselves. Not that locked-in pose that they planned, but something that we created together during the dance that is the photo shoot. So I don't know, if the person who put that comment is watching this and you want to say something else, go for it. If anybody else has thoughts here, like how do you guys interact? Do you like to catch these in-between moments? Do you try to come with certain poses? Oh God, don't tell me that you have a pose book. Don't tell me you have a pose. No pose books. No pose books. But if you do have pose books, go ahead and tell me, I guess. And I will make fun of you in the comments. No, I won't. I will a little bit. Tell me how you do it. Like, how do you like to interact with your subjects? Do you like to just let it flow? Do you feel like it's a conversation? Do you plan stuff out? And you might be asking, but how do you do the lighting then? This is why we need to be masters of our craft so that we can adjust and change our lighting on the fly. You need to know your lighting so well that you can move it quickly to capture that thing. This is all part of the process. And once you reach that point, you will be able to create these free-flowing shoots, these moments that I believe will be the best work that you can do. So in any case, let me know in the comments below. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell so you get the notifications. Yeah, I'll see you next time.